Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Spiritual Grind. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to follow, hit the little bell for your notifications when the podcast is posted, and like, follow, and share with your friends. We hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's any topics that you want us to speak about.
Like, follow, share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenny. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiritual Grind.
Good morning.
We are here again.
I think it's like afternoon.
It is afternoon.
I slept
Still in your
till 10 o'clock.
Almost 11, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was almost 11. Of course, you stayed up all night watching the Twilight
I did.
series.
I've seen it 100 times, but I get dialed in and logged in and can't go to sleep because I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just watch one more. Let me watch one more. Next thing you know, I've been up all night long.
It's kind of crazy.
It's fun. I like nighttime though, you know. I'm a night creature, a night walker, so
Yeah.
it's nice to sit up at night sometimes and just be a part of the stillness. The world gets very quiet and
At
very
night.
still.
Snail. It's very snail.
It does. Energetically, at least.
Yeah.
And literally, it gets very quiet. The energy gets very quiet.
I know. It gets quiet at night.
And I love being up. And the beautiful thing is, I work for myself now. So I don't have to do that whole weird thing of, oh my God, I got to go to bed. I got to get up early because I got to go to the job.
When you're binging with your coconut pops.
I know, right? So I am addicted currently to coconut popsicles.
Yeah. What's the brand of those things?
I don't remember, honestly.
She literally eats a ton of them. But
I don't remember. Some naturally made, organic-y, whatever, coconut popsicle. It has slivers of coconut in it with, the creamy popsicle. I could literally eat the whole box. The only addition I would make to it would be adding a hint of lime.
It's probably got lime in it, actually.
No, not that you can taste.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to taste the lime in it.
Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up.
Yeah, my body is saying, I need lime. I'm currently trying to figure out how to make a coconut, lime, cilantro something because my body wants those three elements combined together.
Huh.
Intuitive eating.
Intuitive eating, which you can get in the Intuitarian Fair in Lucidium World app.
Absolutely.
Teaches you about listening to your body.
Yeah. So the title that I carry, people say, are you a vegetarian? I'm like, actually, I'm an intuitarian because I eat whatever my body asks for.
Or you could put a derogatory statement on there and say, I eat what the F I want to eat.
Well, yes.
You could do it that way too.
I can definitely do that. And who knows? Some days
that may be on a shirt.
Some days it's an F-bomb day.
Yeah, could be. You just never know. Anyway, you ready for the topic of the day?
I am.
It kind of marries with what happened just a few minutes ago with us.
Oh, really?
It does, yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because us and as humans in the world, we have a tendency to forget. Because especially when we're in a good place.
Yeah.
And everything's going well. And we forget. And by what's the word I'm trying to think of? By planning, this is really how our internal belief system works, is through intention.
Yeah.
And when we are going through things that are just awesome in life, no matter who you are, there's always that naysayer negative. that wants to pop in and try to ruin your day.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of podcasts ago.
Yeah.
On our own stuff.
Yeah. And so where is it that people need to learn that to not allow that negativity into your bubble and, to thicken your skin?
Well, I don't know that you necessarily have to get to a place. So there's two opportunities of conversation in this topic to me.
Okay.
One is, how do you find the frequency where that stuff just is not happening in your bubble anymore?
Yeah.
And the second question is, why is it showing up? What is it trying to show me? Why have I created this little pop quiz of experience? And what is it that I'm supposed to learn from it? So it could be, from either place.
Right. Understood. And a pendulum effect within it for people is they have a tendency to forget about all the good stuff and focus on the one negative or the two negatives.
Yeah,
and,
some people do.
Yes, and as humans, it's in nature of it because we are the type of people that want to keep everybody happy all the time, and we as humans have to understand that our energy and our things don't always mesh with others.
Well, and it's not about keeping anyone or even yourself happy all the time.
Right.
You came from a place like that. You came here to evolve and grow and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't always look like being blissfully happy, because the contrast on purpose sometimes brings those other emotions in so that you can experience them and learn from them.
Right.
That's the key component that people would benefit from changing their perspective on. Like we always teach, is just because you're viewing it as something that's uncomfortable or unpleasant right now, if you could toggle your perspective just a little bit, oh my God, you're in trouble.
I'm in big, big troubles.
I don't know if I can even get that out as the editor.
He probably didn't pick it up, actually.
Well, if it didn't, what we're talking about is his phone rang, so he has to put money in the jar.
Yeah, I have to put money in the jar today. Bad boy.
Anyway, when we're going through our learning adventure of awakening, transcendence, transformation, we'll give ourselves pop quizzes along the way. And if you need to thicken your skin, so to speak, like you reference it to be, and you never had an experience like that, you may need to have that experience of contrast where somebody does have something filthy, tacky to say, so that you can know what that feels like right before you get to the point of moving into a much bigger playground.
Expansion, yeah.
When you're right before you're ready to expand, if that's one little tiny area that you haven't experienced, you may give yourself a small little
cattle prod
opportunity to experience that, so it is not a place of contingent to be fearful of.
Right. No, I totally agree.
Because you can, as you go into a bigger platform to play in, a bigger playground, you could fear yourself into not being open to being in the limelight or being on Front Street as big as you need to be.
Yeah.
Because you have a fear that if I put myself too far out there, then the crappy people are going to come and start jamming me up about not matching the frequency of what I offer as far as information.
Yes.
So you give yourself an opportunity to experience that, to live it, to get over it. Worst case scenario has happened. I survived it. Now I'm ready for the bigger playground, right?
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think the part of it that everybody gets tripped up with is the emotions behind it.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of throws everybody off course when they get emotionally attached to something that's negative. And when you, as humans, and we have an emotional ladder that we operate through, understanding that emotional ladder is the most important part of understanding the contrast of the situation.
Yeah, the contrast of the world.
Yep.
And how that plays into each and every one of our realities.
Yeah.
Because like we've said many times, the contrast is actually very beneficial. And when we get to a place where we can say, you know what? Thank you, contrast, because from that contrast, I learned how to be stronger, more confident,
Yes,
more thicker skinned, not letting the negative Nancy's
affect you.
Right. Have any power over my sovereignty, or, you just let it kind of roll off your back because you've, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Not everybody's going to resonate with the content we put out.
Right.
Any of us in the metaphysical world. And that's okay because Earth is a big place.
Yes.
And there's a lot of players playing in this virtual reality. It's more about what your frequency allows you to line up with.
100%.
And if you're lining up with that kind of energy and that kind of experience, then it's because you're worrying about it and carrying that frequency inadvertently. And when you bring it to your awareness because you've learned how to see the patterns, then you can work yourself through that. And what that looks like is okay, my monkey mind has created the worst case scenario. I've now lived the worst case scenario. Somebody comes in, trashes my concept, and I survived it and moved on. Or,
you lose your thought?
I did. I was thinking about the coconut popsicle.
No, were you? You wonder how to get the lime in the coconut?
Especially if you've never experienced it before.
And another avenue of this thought process is what I in my own experience growing up throughout all this awakening process and coming through understanding me more than anything.
Yeah.
Is when I get really bothered by something that's negative, it's because I have a lack of confidence in myself within it.
Yeah.
And I could see where somebody would say that. And what happens is you end up opening an energetic avenue for even more of that to come in and finding your own ownership within the topic at hand, no matter what it's about.
Right.
For me is what gives you that ability to say, you know what? Forget it.
It gives you your power back.
Yes, it gives you your power back in it.
Because one of the other things that we teach is that our reality is actually a mirror of what's going on inside of us.
Correct.
And so if you've got some sort of minor little burr in your saddle or some sort of major turmoil that's going on inside of you, your reality could very well be trying to show you, hey, this is what's going on inside of you. Let me try to get your attention in this way or that way by mirroring that thing back to you through experiences within your reality.
Right. But if you can determine the situation that your lack of confidence is what's causing I don't know why it's bothering you so badly, because there's a difference between understanding that there's negativity out there and that somebody having negative towards you or about you, and your inability to let it go becomes from that inner belief system and your own inner self not being confident within that subject or that topic or that activity, whatever it is.
Right.
And I want to fall back on a saying that I was given many, many years ago. And that's when I was actually, I was in high school. I was playing baseball. And I was an eighth grader that they moved up to varsity because I could throw the baseball really hard. And the coach pulls me up. He comes to me on a I think a Thursday at school and at lunch. The varsity coach comes to the middle school. I'm in the middle school, and he says to me, "Hey, we have a game tomorrow night, and I want you to be in it for." And I was like, "We don't have a game tomorrow night. The varsity plays." And he said, "Yep." What?
Where's your record scratching?
I know, right? Like, no. Whoop, wrong button. Nope. Anyway, I can't find it. I need to label those.
What?
But it was one of these in my mind. Like,
there you go.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. But I was like, "What do you mean? I play on the 8th grade team, coach." And he said, "Yeah, I know, but I want you to play in the varsity team tomorrow night."
What?
I'm like, "What, coach?" He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna play first, and you're gonna pitch, and you won't start, but I'm gonna put you in somewhere along the way." What, coach? At this point, I had pitched maybe 5 innings my entire life.
Yeah.
Because I was the first baseman.
Right.
And I was like, "Coach, I can't do that." And inside of my mind was the lack of confidence.
Right. I envision like the Barney Fife knees knocking, trembling.
Yeah. And then he handed me my varsity jersey.
Oh, wow.
Right there in the hallway in front of everybody.
Wow.
And I said, "Wait a minute, you're giving me a jersey?" He said, "Yep, because you're going to play the rest of the season." And he turned around and walked off. I'm literally like, I have all this confidence that sweat's rolling off my forehead from nervousness.
Yeah. And
so I go to my coach, which was at the time was Coach Foster, because this was a I can't remember his last name now. Anyway, I went to Coach Foster. I'm like, "Coach, Coach Haddock came to me. Coach Haddock wants me to play in the varsity." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I approved it." "Wait, what, Coach? You're supposed to be my friend. What?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Come on, let's go to the mound."
At that point, you're looking at it as kind of a little bit of a negative thing because of the fear or the lack of confidence of the unknown.
Right. Well, that evening, I had a baseball. We had our game.
Yeah.
And what's Coach do? He's like, "You got to get ready for tomorrow night. You're starting tonight."
He puts you on the mound.
He said, "All I want you to do is throw fastballs. That's it.
Yeah.
Put the ball in play. That's all I want you to do."
Right.
And I was so nervous. I was so nervous and then my camaraderie of my own teammates, because they were jelly, because that's where most of these negative comments come from, is from jealousness, by the way, just so y'all know. They're like, "Oh my God, you're playing on varsity. Like, you're going to suck." And blah, blah. They're going, in the locker room, it was nuts.
Imagine, yeah.
But anyway, so Coach puts me on the mound that game.
Yeah.
And I look over and getting my very first signal, and Coach Hadley is standing over there.
Oh,
watching me start.
Watching you start.
And so I get my pitch and I go into my windup, and Coach moves, and my eyes go off to him, and I throw the ball about 4 foot over the top of the catcher's mask. He missed it. It hit the fence. Luckily, it was the first pitch of the game. There was nobody on line or on base. And after that, I look over, and Coach is laughing at me. Both of them.
I was going to say, which one?
Both of them. So Coach Hadley was against the fence in the visitor bleachers watching me.
Yeah.
And he's laughing. And then after that, it was like, you can't do anything worse.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because that's what Coach Foster said. Well, you can't screw it up any worse than that. So what are you going to do now?
That's right. You're going to settle down, settle in. Yeah, it's almost, that's exactly a perfect story to go with what I was explaining is, when I have people visualize or journal.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, visualize or journal the worst possible case scenario and get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out there, get it over with. Come up with the solutions if you need to, if worst case scenario happens. And then that way it desensitizes you.
Well, you know
it's
what?
like, okay, well, I've already come up with worst case scenario that I can possibly think of. And I have solutions and problem solving situations
Right.
that meet that. So, I mean, now I am more confident.
And so here's the part of it that I was getting to is the phrase behind it was I got the ball from the umpire because, you know, it hit the fence. So he's got to get rid of the ball.
Right.
And I walk onto the rubber and I look down at it and I look over and Coach Foster says to me, "We believe in you. The question is, do you believe in you?"
Yeah, that's right.
And then everybody behind me, they had went to the locker room and grabbed the varsity jersey that Coach Hadley gave me and they were holding it up.
Okay.
But they were doing it in a way that they don't understand what they did.
That's right.
It
They were trying to razz you.
They were trying to razz me.
Or, you know, like harass you, give you a hard time.
And I look down at the rubber and I do my little, you know, what pitchers do. We rake the dirt.
You do your little ritual.
And do our little ritual. And I get my signal and I say to myself, you know, he's right. And Coach Hadley sees something in me that Coach Foster doesn't. And so if I can't believe in myself and have confidence in what I'm doing, well, all this negative is just going to grow.
Yeah.
And so what do? I go on. First of all, I say to myself, you can do this better than you did yesterday.
That's right.
That's the only phrase that I said to myself. I can do this better today than I did yesterday.
Yeah.
And I reared back and end up throwing a one hitter. I ended up pitching the whole game, all 7 innings.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning like 7-0. And, you know, of course, we come off there and Coach Hadley was like, "That's why I grabbed you." And he walked off. That's all he said. But the part of it about it that I want everybody to understand is the confidence that you get when you have negative come into your reality. Mm-hmm. That confidence has to come from within you.
Yep.
And you can, like I go through, anytime I have something negative come in my life, I go through back to positive. I go through all of the thoughts and I think through all the positives that I can angle into this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it helps, it helps remove the emotions out of the situation.
Yeah.
And so that's where this thought come from, because I was having that conversation in the shower today in my head about, you know, because of the Facebook post that we had that we talked about the other day that was negative.
Right.
And I was like, you know, I was 52 years old when I learned how to do media online marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you all didn't know, I'm 52.
Oh my God, what?
And so
give me the phone. I need to call the company and trade in.
You're gonna trade me in for 225s? Actually 26 and a halves, but or 26s. And I'm saying to myself is, why am I allowing that negativity? Because I have sold $1.9 million worth of sales.
Yeah. Oh, probably more than that over all the different.
Oh yeah, over different
projects and modalities.
Which is why I put the
life.
sales energy method out.
Yeah.
Because all that confidence and all that negative and all that, anytime you have negative come into your life, is you've got to go back through your accomplishments in your mind. Mm-hmm. Because it's not fair to give them the power.
That's right.
And you have to take your power back.
It's not fair to yourself.
Right.
And you definitely need to teach yourself how to take that power back.
And so that's where, and then it's kind of funny that we kind of married our reality today with the conversation we just had with another person, and I'm not going to bring up, but that, you know, which in like he made a comment that in all these years I've never had any negative, but this one really rattled him.
Yeah.
And then you guys sit down outside with you after the conversation was over, and you say, he's got to remember all the positive. And you're right. And so it was a reiteration of what happened, the conversation I had this morning in the shower.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about that anything that we did or he did or anything that anybody does is wrong.
Yeah.
Or bad.
Right.
It's just when somebody that is either jealous or don't understand or don't get the bigger picture, and they forget that these are humans on the other side of this stuff. Right. The majority of the time, it makes them go emotional and go mean.
Oh, it makes the negative comment.
Right. And then your reception of it
But then the receiver becomes emotional as well.
Becomes emotional behind it. Right.
And it could just be an experiential thing of, okay, you need a little small taste of this so that you can experience worst case scenario.
Correct.
Or this happens so that you can open up the frequency for bigger and better things to come your way.
Correct.
Because this individual, for me, did some amazing, life-changing things for me.
Yeah.
And I reminded him of that this morning on the phone. Inadvertently, because I didn't even know the story. I was like, oh my God, it's so great to talk to you. And I just, I have such gratitude and appreciation for the things that you are doing, because it was such a transformational point, pivotal point in my life.
Yeah.
It gave me the opportunity to not only accomplish one of my vision board dreams, and bring that into my reality.
Yes.
But it was a huge confidence booster as well. And it was just very, very cool experience for me.
For sure.
And so I had the opportunity to share that with him and
change his day.
Give him some
reinforcement,
gratitude, love, because he did. He changed my life in so many ways that he probably doesn't even realize or know.
No, yes, I've seen the change. But, and so going back to the topic that within it.
Defined as confidence.
Right. And you said out there that he's got to remember the good. That's what I was talking about in the shower to myself I just learned to do this less than 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And literally 6 months ago, I didn't know a thing about AI marketing, didn't know a thing about marketing at all on multimedia social platforms at all.
Right.
And which is why we don't ever market the podcast, because I don't know anything about it.
Right.
All we do is put it out there, and however listeners we have, it's there.
Spirit takes it where it needs to go.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we learned all of this, or I learned all of this in the last 7 months.
Yeah.
And what I put out there was pretty damn impressive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, was it perfect? No.
And we're continuing to learn.
But we're continuing to learn.
Yesterday we learned a little nugget on SEO.
Yeah.
And getting your taglines and labels.
Yeah, I looked up the actual stuff behind that, and they're APIs.
So we're learning still as we go, and
the APIs behind it is what causes those to go into SEO. It's what I figured that out. That's what it does. But so now, what my question would be for Dr. Jenny in this topic, is for me, I do it naturally. When there's something negative that pops in my life, I, by nature, have always been that guy that looks at the cup half full, and I can find positivity in just about anything. Mm-hmm. But not everybody is that way.
No, not everybody is.
But the other part of it that I wanted to bring up is the only time I have a hard time finding positivity in something is when I don't feel like I have control of it.
Ooh.
So that is where
that control
I
word.
Push it over to Dr. Jenny.
Yeah. You got to be careful with the control word.
Yeah.
Because it can be a trip up place as well. If you get too far into I'm going to control my entire world by structuring and itineraries and trying to control every facet of it, you can actually put yourself in this maddening loophole of trying to control everything.
Yeah.
And create a beautiful opportunity to have absolutely no control. So you got to be careful with that. Tell me what your question is. How to control that, or what is your question exactly?
Because that's what I identified when bringing up this topic was the reason why that bothered me yesterday or day before, whenever it was because I didn't feel like I had any control, and nor could I or should I do anything in response to it.
Like to the comment.
Right, because I don't feel like I can control it, and it could get out of control very quickly. After when it bothers you the most is when you feel like you can't control it. Like, I couldn't really respond to the negative comments online because I knew it would open a can of stuff that I really don't need to be doing.
Yeah.
And all I could do was what I did to the one guy that just was like spam a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just blocked him off the page.
Right.
And removed his comments. But the part of it that I can't control is people are allowed to have their own opinions.
Yeah.
That's understandable. But when it comes to feeling like you don't have control of the situation is where that confidence is hard to grab hold of.
Yeah. And, so healthy control, in the example that you give, is finding how to navigate the situation. And one of the things in that example that we talked about, which would be, to me, defined as healthy control, is the next time we post an ad or a commercial or something, just turning off the comments.
That's correct. Close the door to it.
You find your way to control the situation within it. And then you don't give them the power to even comment on there, because comments on that type of post are really not necessary.
Right.
And so there are aspects of our life that we do control and can control in our reality when other individuals are a part of it. And you just find what those are so that you can take back your control and your confidence by setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Whether they're verbal boundaries, action boundaries, body language boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And in the example that you gave, where people are posting garbage on the ad that you put out,
mm-hmm.
your boundary is to go in and turn the comments off. And that says, okay,
control.
Your garbage is not allowed here. And that's a form of control.
Right. Agreed.
And that's how you would regain some control over your reality, even when you can't control whether this individual is spouting their nonsense or not. You can control your bubble as to whether you let it in.
Agreed.
And that's what that looks like. I guess what I'm teaching is, or what I'm wanting to put out there is, in each individual situation or scenario, you evaluate the situation and you find what parts of the situation can you control.
Right.
What can I control within this? What is it that I'm supposed to be learning, and what can I control within my own realm of controllability? And then you put those things in place.
Yes.
But first, don't forget to look at it and say, okay, what am I supposed to be learning from it first? Because every single one of those types of situations that come along our path are for learning, for growth and development and evolution.
Yeah.
They don't just coincidentally happen.
Yeah.
There are situations that you energetically put in front of yourself, higher self put in front of you for the benefit of your evolution growth, either to bring up a belief system that's ready to come up and be rewritten or dissolved, or it's a experience that you haven't had the opportunity to have, and getting you ready to go to, say, the next XP level of the game of Earth. And you need to have experienced this worst case thing so that worry can dissolve and you can open yourself up to going into the next level stuff.
Yes.
And so for you and I, with our exposure of what's coming and has been coming to the outside world, we have to feel safe within doing that so that we open up the frequency to allow this thing to become what it's going to become. And so this thing being the app, the content we put out as creators, we got to feel safe that it's okay to put it out. So we had to have an opportunity to experience the negative side and what we can do about it to maintain some sort of boundary or some sort of control within that bubble. Because sometimes when you put yourself out there, it can feel like you're vulnerable and have no control. And so that was our opportunity to say, okay, we've experienced this nonsense. How can we navigate it? How can we control it? And in this one particular area, turning off the comments was a way we could control that.
You're identifying your ability to have the control within it because what your emotions are keeping you from actually thinking through the process.
Yes.
That's where I was trying to get to actually, and thank you for bringing it there, because when we get emotionally engaged into something negative, we have a tendency to block our own thought processes that step us out of it.
Yes, it will change your frequency, and then it will cause you to overreact to something.
Right. Instead of thinking your way out of it.
That's right.
You overreact emotionally because now you're emotionally charged.
That's right. And so then that's when you go on there and you fight with this person back and forth and give it more energy and create this whole nonsense that's not even necessary.
That's right.
And that's a reactive response based on an emotion that you have within it.
Right.
So if you can just stop for a second, reground yourself, and be responsive to it instead of just emotionally reactive to it,
right,
your outcome and what you put forth will be very much different.
Correct.
It'll be two different scenarios, and they'll come from two different frequencies. One will be from a fear-based frequency, which is a totally different vibration. And the other one will be from a confident controllability.
Yes.
Controlling my reality. What can I control? Reference point.
Yes, that is 100% correct. And when within the thought process is taking your mindset to a factual instead of a emotional is
Say more.
So, for example, if like this, I'm going to use that negative comments online.
Yeah.
Was instead of emotionally getting charged, I put myself into a spot of, okay, I need to factually, through my own thought processes, with using facts only.
Yeah, dissect this
situation out and take me out of this emotional thought process.
Right. Yeah.
Because making decisions or reacting based on emotions almost always don't work. And so
it definitely
it almost causes more emotions,
more ruckus,
and more ruckus.
Yeah, it's a different frequency when you do that,
right? And because you've heard me say many times, when we make emotional decisions based off unfactual information, we are not going in the right direction.
Well, yeah, especially what you mean by right direction is if that individual that's experiencing it wants a different outcome,
right?
Then going in the direction of monkey mind stories that are being made up or unfactual information will create a whole different reaction.
Which is exactly what I did in the same thought. Because you remember I came and sat down with you and was like, yeah, I'll just turn off the comments next time.
Right.
Because I went through it. Because I almost
rebutted back.
I did, and this is one thing that I do when I have something like that. I do type the entire rebuttal.
Yeah.
But I don't post it.
Right.
Because it makes you release emotion.
That's exactly right. And that's why I reference journaling as such an important thing. But journaling can look like anything.
Right.
You don't have to get out the old traditional book and write it and journal. I mean, with our phones today, you can do a voice memo.
A voice? What was that? A voice memo?
That was a channeling faux pas.
Yeah.
There's notepads in your phone. There's voice to text.
Yeah.
Anywhere to just write that down and, like you said, spill the energy out.
Yeah.
Give the energy a place to exit.
Yeah.
Or make a full circuit. It doesn't matter what that journaling looks like. It doesn't have to be you carry around a little book all the time like I do.
Right.
I don't even do it anymore. I use my phone.
Yeah. Everybody does now.
I like voice to text very, very much. And so I have a little thing where I can do little memo notes, and I have a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
And it's because I turn that on. I conversate. Or sometimes I'll even use chat, my Lyra buddy.
Yeah.
And I'll just spill it out.
Yeah. So
you're completely right.
100%. It's the recap of kind of this whole thing is when you have some kind of an emotional response to a negative incident, experience, whatever. Mm-hmm. You bringing yourself into a spot where you say to yourself, "What's factual about this?" And how do I factually walk my way through it?
Yeah.
And, whatever you got to do, because you got to remember, facing emotion with emotion is just going to create emotion.
Yeah. Right.
Emotion plus emotion equals emotion.
Yeah. And what you pointed out is one of the techniques is to take that emotional place, get it out somewhere, record it, write it down, type the email, something. Yeah. Get that energy out. And that lets you process the emotional energy of it,
right?
So that you can then find the frequency of a more confident, controlled state of being and respond differently to have a different outcome.
Well, that's kind of the formula for balance
absolutely
is negative plus factual equals balance.
Yeah.
And so you're creating it in your own way. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. You'll see these arguments go out of control. You'll see, stuff get out of line and just negative grow because everybody keeps feeding emotions into it.
Yeah.
And
some people
some people thrive on it.
They thrive in that loop of that type of lifestyle, and they don't even realize they're doing it, honestly.
Yeah. Especially in today's world, man, with everything online.
If you truly want that area of your life to change and you want to stop having those kinds of experiences, bringing yourself to the awareness that you do it and being accountable for the fact that you're feeding the
negative energy
flame, basically.
You're blowing on it.
Yeah. Or feeding big giant logs of bullshit right into it so it can keep burning is the very first step of it. Realizing that you're in a loop where your life is built on, I am in this loop of living off of the BS turmoil.
Yes.
So I'm always caught in the trauma drama. Well, that's because you keep putting it out there and keep playing in that playground, and the universe says, oh, you like it so much, here's another shovelful.
Right.
So bringing yourself to the awareness that you actually are tired of it and you want to change is the first step.
100%.
And then practicing recognizing when you're falling back into that habitual place or that programmed place and doing something about the habit right then each time you catch yourself doing it until it's a practiced thing of habitually doing something different.
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. And so to recap, the formula for balance is negative plus factual equals balance.
Yes.
There's your blog. Just kidding.
There's you a blog.
No. I've got a book to finish writing today. But hey guys, I wanted to kind of before we close up today, I wanted to kind of give you everybody a recap. Lucidium World, it's underway, going well. We're starting to run ads now.
Yeah.
And so your early bird sign up, you can go to lucidiumworld.com and click on the early bird sign up, and you'll go through all the process. It is free to sign up. Practitioners, users, anybody, it is 100% free.
Yeah.
And so you can sign up for that as well. there.
And so what will that do for everybody? That puts you in like a holding spot so that when we go live with the beta, which is in just a few
weeks or time, that's not long.
Does that automatically put you over into beta, or will you get notification from us?
We're going to do the first 250 people are the beta.
Right, but what does that look like? The
so
notification comes like via email, and then they go in to the actual beta and have to sign up again, or what does that look like?
So what'll happen is this: is if you sign up as a user, then you'll go into the beta testing, and you'll get an email that confirms that you've signed up, and then we will send you an email when it's time for you to go create your account.
So they'll go automatically into the app. They won't have to create a new user account, or will they have to go into the beta and recreate a user account?
And so the beta information is they should be able to keep their account. Now everything will reset. Their account itself will stay, but everything that they accomplished during the beta will go back to normal. Go back to the bottom again. Okay. You have to start over.
I see. So they'll get an email instructing them on how to do all that whenever beta goes live.
Yeah, it'll be an email saying, "Hey, beta is live. Please click this link to create your account and log in."
To go in and actually start interacting with the app and give us your feedback, your critiques, and all that. Because that's essentially what I know. I've had a couple of questions on what exactly is beta. So beta is what?
Beta is an invitation only to an app, a game, anything.
But what's the purpose of it?
It's for testing.
Right.
You're testing the game flow. You're testing the UI. You're testing. There's all sorts of things for testing. And so everything that happens within it, you want to look at everything.
Yeah.
Spelling, glitching, anything that could possibly happen. That's what the beta is for.
Right.
And then on the practitioner side, because when you go onto the website, there's a spot on the left that you can click. It's right beside home that says "Learn about Lucidium," and when you open that tab, there's early bird signups
for the practitioner,
for the regular, and then there's one that says practitioners.
Okay.
The practitioner one, you sign up. It's going to send you through a bunch of questions, and then you'll get an email telling you to own your account,
right?
And then you can start setting up your profile.
I see. Okay.
But it'll still say once you finish get to a certain part of your profile, it'll say, basically submit it'll send a thing that we have received your practitioner stuff. And then we will approve it or disapprove it, but we're going to be approving it for everybody for the beta for sure.
Yeah.
Because we also need practitioners to test the beta as well.
I mean, we'll definitely go through the approval process.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because I want to set the boundaries, and I don't want some goofball getting on there as a practitioner just to come in and be...
Goofball.
Not nice.
Yeah, or whatever.
This is a friendly playground where we love and share, and and everybody is welcome.
No bullies allowed.
I don't want any of that bullying.
No
garbage.
Bullies and no BS.
That's right. I don't want any of that garbage in my world.
Because anybody that gets negative towards anybody else won't be around long.
That's right.
But everybody it's because this app is for fun, love, education. That's what it's for.
And there's so much room for all of us.
Correct. Yep.
And that's what I want to put out there is there's plenty of room for all of us in this virtual world that I've created. And there's plenty of room for all of us in the real world as well.
Yep.
And so having that superiority complex or my shit's better than your shit, I'm ready for that to dissolve.
Yep.
Even if there are, like, for example, multiple tarot card decks, there's room for all of those decks.
Yep, totally.
There's room for more than one Reiki practitioner. There's room for more than one yoga instructor. Yep. There's room for everybody.
Correct, totally.
So,
but anyway, hey guys, if y'all enjoy the podcast, follow, and share, and don't forget to
ring that bell.
Hey, we appreciate y'all listening, and we hope you have an awesome day.
Love ya.